You've known for a while, maybe a year, maybe 3. You think about it in the shower, you think about it in the car, you think about it at 11 o'clock at night when you should be asleep. So I don't have to sell you on the dream because you already know that you want to be the founder. But I do want to talk about the thing that's actually in your way. You don't know what to sell. That's it. That's the whole thing. You're unclear about whether the ideas that you have are the right ones, and you don't know how to get clear, how to stand like 10 toes in the ground with an offer. Plenty of ideas. You just don't know which one is the business. So you probably think that you must be missing something, right? And then you go looking for more information because more information is always the answer. But truthfully, underneath all of it is the fear of like, what if you pick the wrong thing and then you spend 2 years building it and it doesn't succeed? Now, I only know that because it took me 7 years to understand this, and I love that I get to help you skip years of trial and error. You're stuck because you think you need to follow someone else's strategy to a T. You think you need to show up like them. But think about this, right? Someone tells you to post 3 times a day because they've posted 3 times a day and they're telling you that's how to grow. So you try that for a bit, but then you see someone else saying that they only post once a day and they're successful doing that. So now you don't know which one to follow, but since 3 times a day isn't working, you move to 1 time a day. Someone says, niche down. So you try that. Someone says, I swear by carousels. Someone else swears by yapping videos. Who's right? The problem with this is that every single one of them are right, but they're right for themselves. The strategy worked for the person who taught it to you because it fits who they are, how they're wired, how they show up, and what comes easily to them. But you are not them. So you follow it, and it half works, and then you assume the problem must be you, and then you move on to the next thing thinking, you know what, this will be the one. Now, I did that over and over and over and over for 7 years, starting and stopping strategies. And the insane growth only happened when I looked inward, when I stopped trying to be someone else, and I discovered how I'm designed to show up. So here's what I do differently, and it's not what you think. I do not hand you a strategy. I find the thing that's already in your story. Remember Jamie Kern Lima? She did not go out looking for a business idea. She had rosacea, and she'd spent years standing in the aisles, spending her own money on foundations that didn't work. She knew something because she had lived it. Now, the business was already inside of her life and her experiences. And that's the pattern that I see in almost every single founder story that I've ever heard. Because the founder doesn't go looking for the idea. They don't go pick the most profitable niche, right? Jamie recognized the idea that she had been sitting on the whole time. And here's the frustrating part. The offer that you'd be best at is usually the thing that you keep walking past. Because it feels way too obvious. Like, everybody must already know that. And I had a student, he knows that I love using him as an example because almost everyone can relate to the story. He picked the most profitable niche and he spent over a year creating content and showing up every single day without a single dollar made. And he was incredibly frustrated and on the verge of quitting. And he sent me a message, and I still have that message saved on my phone because it's proof not only for him, but for me too. So we got on the phone and we pulled his lived experiences out of him. He had been laid off from his job, and when that happened, he had to figure out how to feed his family on almost nothing. So he got obsessed with it, right? Finding recipes and stretching every dollar and making food that his whole family actually loved for next to nothing. And when I asked him about cooking and recipes, he lit up, and he had so much to say, and you could see the energy shift. And that was it right there. He'd been sitting on that for over a year. That was his business. And he'd never once considered selling that. But the moment that he pivoted, he was quite literally unrecognizable. And today he has hundreds of thousands of followers. He is one of the top paid creators for a cooking show on social. He's monetized on YouTube, he's monetized on TikTok, and he runs a membership with over 50 paying members. He is supporting his family doing the work that he loves. For him, the offer was never missing. The clarity was always there. He was just skipping right over the obvious, and it was in his story the whole time. And yours is too. So that's what I am doing on Sunday, August 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called the Future Founder Fast Track. And in 60 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 3 things. 1, why the advice that you've been following is never built for you in the first place. 2, how to find what you're actually meant to sell, like pulled out of your own story, not borrowed from anyone else's blueprint or strategy. And 3, the exact order to build it in, so that you leave with a first move instead of just a feeling. Now, I'm not going to pressure you, right? There's no countdown. There's no like limited seats. That's not how I do things. But it's almost, I was going to say it's July, but it's actually August. And if you want to be a founder by 2027, like you actually want to be the one that you've been dreaming about being, the version of you where you're still trying to figure it out is not going to get you there. So I'm about to save you about 7 years of trial and error and give you the direction that you've been searching for. I will see you on the 16th.